Good morning, students. Now, this video is in the continuation of the first and second part of the lesson Jalebis. In this video, we are going to read about the part third and fourth. So, lastly, we read that how he walked, how he moved with lost mind and finally reached the railway tracks where his parents warned him not to go. Okay, now let's read the third part. There was a shade giving tree beside the railway tracks. I sat under it and wondered whether there could possibly be a more unfortunate child than me in this world. When the coins had first created a racket in my pocket, the entire matter seemed so simple and straightforward. Eat jalebis with the fee money and then pay the fee with the scholarship money. So you can see that how he was reminding about the incident, how it began, and he also felt that in the beginning the matter was very simple and it was so straightforward that to eat jalebi with fee money and then pay the fee with the scholarship money. Okay, I thought that 2 and 2 added up to 4 and could never be 5. How was I to know that sometimes it added up to 5 as well? What is the meaning of these lines? Actually, he wants to convey that eating jalebis with the fee money added one more problem. Understand? Had I known that I would get the scholarship the next month, I would have postponed my jalebis eating program to the next month as well. So you can see that here he is very regretful for having jalebis with fee money as the scholarship money was coming next month. Means he was not receiving scholarship money this month. Understand? So that's why he was so regretful for having jalebis with fee money. Now for the crime of eating few jalebis for the first time in my life, I was absent from school and crouching in the shade of tree in a deserted corner of the railway station, sitting there under the tree. At first I felt like crying. Okay, so you can see that Munna is absent from the school. He was not moving or going or attending the school out of the fear for not having fee money. So he sat under a tree near the railway tracks and he started thinking about his miserable condition. Okay. The matter had looked simple and straightforward in the beginning. This was because he could pay the fee with the scholarship money. If he had known that he would get the scholarship money next month, he would not have bought jalebis. Okay. Now he was absent from school for the first time because of the jalebis. Okay. Because he ate jalebis with fee money. He felt like crying. He started thinking about his fee and his teacher's cane and he closed his eyes and began to pray. Okay. Allah Mia, see the next paragraph. I have made you understand the first one. That now he was absent from the school first time because of the jalebis. He felt like crying. He started thinking about his fees and his teacher's cane. He closed his eyes and started to pray. Understand, to God. Now, Allah Mia, I am very good boy. I have memorized the entire namaz. I even know the last 10 surahs of the Quran by heart. If you wish, I can recite the entire Ayat al Kursi for you just now. The need of your devoted servant is only the fee money that I ate the jalebis with. So, all right, I admit I made a mistake. I didn't eat them all by myself, though I fed them to whole lot of children too. But yes, it was mistake. If I had known the scholarship money would be given next month, I would neither have eaten them nor fed them to the others. Now you do one thing, just put 4 rupees in my bag. If there's a paisa more than 4 rupees, I will be very displeased with you. I promise if I ever eat sweets with my fee money again, then let a thief's punishment be my punishment. So, Allah Mia, just this once help me out. There is no shortage of anything in your treasury. Even our chaprasi takes a whole lot of money home every month. And Allahji, after all, I am the nephew of a big officer. Won't you give me just 4 rupees? So see his prayer to God, how he prayed to God to help him. He said that he was a very good boy. He has memorized the entire namaz. He even knows the last 10 surahs of the Quran by heart. He can recite the entire Ayat al Kursi. He needed money for his school fees. He made a mistake. Okay, please forgive him for his mistake, but he was not alone to eat jalebis. He shared those jalebis with poor people too. Okay, and he prayed to God to put only for 4 rupees, only just 4 rupees in his bag, and not a single rupee more. Okay, there was no shortage of anything. God's treasury, he was asking only just for 4 rupees. Understand? So now let's go ahead, next paragraph, and we'll come to know what happened. After the prayer, I offered namaz, recited 10 surtas, Ayat al Kursi, Kalma Tayyab. In fact, everything that I remembered. Then I blew over my bag saying, chew, chew. Then, after saying Bismillah, I realized that what they said was only too true. No one can erase what fate has decreed. Forget 4 rupees. There went even 4 paisa in my bag. Just a few textbooks and notebooks, one pencil, one sharpener, one ID card my mamu had sent me last ID. Okay, so you can see that how he was disappointed, how he disappointed after that prayer. When he offered namaz, he also recited 10 surtas, ayate al kursi. Then he blew over his bag saying chew. But he was disappointed when he did not find anything inside his bag, even 4 paisas in his bag. He felt like crying as loudly as he could. He was very tired. He got up from there and walked to the bazaar. Okay. Now, I felt like crying as loudly as I could, but then I remembered that school must have ended and the children must be on their way home. Tired and defeated, I got up from there and walked to the bazaar and waited for the school bell to ring, so that when the children came out, I too would walk home with them as if I had come straight from school. So you can see that he was totally hopeless. Okay. And suddenly he remembered, when he was crying loudly, suddenly he remembered that school must have ended and the children must be on their way to home. So what did he do? He got up from there and walked to the bazaar. And there he waited for the school bell to ring. Okay, he would go home with other children, otherwise his parents will become doubtful. So that's why he thought better to go with other children to home from the school. Okay, because he wanted to show that he had come straight from the school. Okay, now next. I didn't even realize that I was standing near the jalebi wala's shop. Suddenly the halwai called out, Kyo bhai, shall I weigh a rupee's worth? Don't want jalebis today. So when he was moving to his house, on the way he was called by jalebi wala. And what he said to him whether he is not buying jalebis worth rupees. Okay, worth a rupee. And he asked, doesn't he want jalebis that day? Okay, now next paragraph. I felt saying, I won't eat your jalebis today, but I would sure like to roast your liver and eat that instead. But I wasn't feeling too well that day, so I simply moved away. Okay. So what happened? He was feeling very bad, and he did not he as he was feeling very bad, so he just thought bad words for the jalebi wala also. What he thought that when he asked him to buy more jalebis for worth rupees, okay, for a rupee worth. So what did he thought for him? He just thought that he's not going to buy his jalebi anymore, but instead he would roast his liver and eat that liver instead, buying jalebi. So why he thought so? Because he was not feeling good. Understand? So but he thought so, but he did not utter these words to that halwai. So simply he moved away from there. The next day I did the same thing. I got dressed and left home, went up to the school gate, and then turned off to the railway station. Under the same tree I sat and began to say the same prayers. I repeatedly pleaded, Allah Mia, at least give it to me today. Today is the second day. So what happened next day? Again, the next day, he did the same thing. Instead going to the school, he did not go to the school. Okay. Actually, instead going to the school, he went to the railway station. And he sat under the same tree and began speaking the prayers repeatedly. And then he requested Alamia to give him 4 rupees that day. Okay. He wanted, actually, next day he did not he did the same thing. He did the prayer. He again prayed to God to give him 4 rupees. Understand? And he also said that this is the second day. Then I said, all right, come, let's play a game. I will go from here to that signal. You secretly place 4 rupees under this bag rock. I will touch the signal and come back. What fun it will be if I pick up the rock and find 4 rupees underneath. So are you ready? I am going towards the signal. One, two, three. Okay, so you can see that now here in this paragraph, uh, boys game with God. Okay, what game he played with God? Munna suggested the God to play a game. He will go from here to the signals. Okay, and God should secretly, quietly place 4 rupees under that big rock. He will touch the signal and come back, and it will be great fun if he could find 4 rupees under the rock. Understand? So, what did he do? So he just said, finally he said, one, two, three, and then went up to the signal and then returned smiling. Okay, but I could not find the courage to pick up the rock. What if the coins were not there? But then I thought, what if they were? So, saying one, two, three, he went up to the signal and returned smiling. But he did not gather the courage to pick up or hold the rock up. Understand? So actually, why did he not just pick up the rock? Because he did not have courage, and he thought, what happens if the rupees will not be there? Okay, if they are not there. So finally, he said Bismillah, and then he lifted up the rock, okay, with great strength. And this big hairy worm got up, and instead 4 coins, he found a hairy worm there. Understand? Worm means insect which has many feet, okay, and it was just curling and twisting, wriggle towards me. The insect came to him, okay, faster. And then he screamed, he shouted, and ran away, once again touched the signal. Understand? So, what happened finally here in the what do you see? What happened? He again went to the signal and came back. He said Bismillah and lifted the rock. He found a big hairy worm under it, and then he shouted and ran away. Again back to the signal. Once again he touched the signal and he was about to leave. He once again looked at the rock. He saw a worm sitting on it and staring at him. Understand? Now, next paragraph. I reached the tree. I tried my best not to let my eyes stray towards the rock, but as I picked up my bag and was about to leave, I had to look once again at the rock. And do you know what I saw there? I saw Mr. Worm coiled on it, comfortably staring at me. I told you this already, that he went up to the signal and returned again. Okay. So he did not think to go to the rock again, and he was about to leave. He once again looked at the rock, and he thought money might be there, but what he saw there? He saw the worm sitting on it and staring at him. Understand? Now, next, I walked away thinking tomorrow I will do wazoo, wear clean clothes, and come here from morning to noon. I will keep reading the namaz. If even after that Allah doesn't give me 4 rupees, I will be forced to learn how to strike bargains or make deals with Him. After all, if my Allah doesn't give me my 4 rupees, then who will? That day when I returned home, apparently from school and actually from the railway station, I was caught. The report of my absence had reached home. It's useless to relate what happened after that. Okay, so what was his next day program? You can see when he was going to home back. Okay, he was thinking of doing wazoo the next day. He just thought of wearing clean clothes and come there again. And he thought he would keep reading the namaz till noon. And even then, if God does not give 4 rupees to him, he would make a deal with God. The report of his absence. So, what happened suddenly? As he was not reaching the school from home, the report of his absence from school had reached home and he was caught. Okay, now next. Well, whatever happened, happened. But up to the seventh or eighth standard, I kept wondering if Allah Mia had sent me 4 rupees that day, what harm could it have possibly caused anyone? It was only later that I came to the conclusion that if Allah Mia were to provide all for the asking, then man would even today be living in nests like vultures and crows and would not have learned the art of making jalebis. Okay, so this is the conclusion of this chapter. We read that report of his absence from the school has reached to his parents, and finally he told that it was useless for him to relate what happened after that. Okay, he's not ready to tell that thing to us, but one thing he realized. Okay, later on he kept on thinking that if there could be any harm, if God had sent him 4 rupees that day, he realized if God gave everything for asking, whatever we ask him to give us, okay, and he would give us, man will be no better than birds. He will not learn to do anything. This is because he will get everything without effort. So, what we have learned in this chapter, children, that in his troublesome period, the boy began praying to God so as to provide him with some help. He waits in hope for a miracle to happen. Okay, he thought that God would definitely give him 4 rupees, but nothing happens. Eventually, the boy gets into trouble and learns an important lesson. Most noteworthy, he learns the difference between what is fanciful and what is factual. Also, he learns that everything happens for a reason. Okay, everything happens in life for a reason. Understand? So, the moral of the story is look before you leap. It means whatever we want to do in life, we must be very careful about the future consequences. If our plans fail, we will suffer a lot, and sometimes our future may get spoiled. If we are not careful and mindful of what we are doing and what we want to do, okay, one must be confident about one's success, but one must not be overconfident. When we knowingly or unknowingly commit a mistake or do wrong somewhere, our reputation may get damaged and we may suffer from a great loss. That's why one should look before we leap. Okay, we decide things in our life or we do things in our life. We must not count the chicks before they are hatched. And we should be aware of the fact that God helps those who help themselves. So that's all about the chapter Jalebis. Thank you so much.